Hi everyone, Decent Eddie here. It's Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. I'm at 81% on my confident picks since January 8th at 175 and 41, and I'm at 69% on all NBA games in that same time at 390 and 179 by the data. I'll continue to report on my data, but I'll also continue to offer the same disclaimer. At the end of a regular season, there are things that the black and white of raw numbers, well, they can't reveal everything to you. My mission is to help beginners and those who've had some bad luck make safer picks. My picks are based on data, and I give you my picks hours before tip-off so you can do your own research. Data alone can't read today's sports news, though. It can't consider where a team is in its division and what seed they're fighting for, or if they're fighting at all. Potential lineup adjustments, injury reports, that's up to you if you want to do it. Also, keep in mind my picks are moneyline picks. My commentary might help with against the spread picks, but my data is not optimized for against the spread. We've got a lot of games to talk about today, and there's some purple in my sheet, and we'll explain all that if you don't remember what that means when we get to it. First up, Hawks versus Magic. This is a danger pick for the Magic with a .243 differential, indicating a 53% chance of Magic winning. This game has significant implications for home court in the play-in tournament for these teams, so while the data leans by a razor's edge towards the Magic, do your own research to see where you stand on it. I'm going to stick with the Magic and my data. Bulls versus Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are at home and receive a suboptimal nod with a 4.314 differential, suggesting a 66% chance of winning. However, the Cavaliers probably aren't worried about seeding, while the Bulls are. In my opinion, the Cavaliers might prioritize their team's health over playoff positioning, as this game may involve intangibles that the data can't capture. If you see purple in the matchup, it means a pick against my data on the money line for me. The number says Cavaliers, the gut says Bulls in this case. Don't take my word on faith though. Read for yourself to ensure how you feel about where you're putting your money. Next, Grizzlies versus Hornets. This is a decent Eddie confident pick favoring the Grizzlies with a 9.328 differential, translating to a 76% chance of winning for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies need this win to secure a top 6 playoff spot. They need it. While the Hornets, well, they've struggled and are dealing with multiple injuries. There's no sure thing in sports, but the data suggests supporting the Grizzlies pretty strongly here. Anyway, moving on to the Wizards versus Pacers. The Pacers have a monumental 18.386 differential, giving them a 99% chance of winning if all factors are equal. They dominated the Wizards in their last meeting and are nearly locked into a 4 seed. However, the Wizards have been at the bottom of my data set. If the sportsbooks give the Wizards a plus 19 spread, consider your risk tolerance on against the spread, as betting on them against the spread might offer better value than the money line at minus 2,500 for the Pacers. Do some reading. See where you stand on it, okay, guys? Be safe with your money. Celtics versus Knicks. The Celtics have a danger differential of .829, indicating a 54% chance for Celtics to win. Injuries are affecting the Celtics, and the Knicks are fully healthy, pretty much. It's a coin toss. Both teams have been winning, but I'd consider the playoff implications minimal because both teams are on islands in their own conference standing. Winning and losing here, that doesn't really change much for either of them. Knicks are very slim favorites by the sports books right now, but I'll keep the Celtics as the data pick for tracking purposes while remembering the Knicks are healthier and at home. Notice the purple. Pelicans versus Nets. The Nets have a danger differential of a 2.018, suggesting a 55% chance to win. The Pelicans are dealing with numerous injuries, and while neither team has much to play for, the Nets are at home, and that gives them an edge in my data. There's nothing more to say about this game. Timberwolves versus Bucks. The Bucks have a danger differential of a 2.885, favoring them with a 55% chance of winning. However, the Timberwolves have been strong lately, and with both teams vying for playoff positioning, this could be a real fight. Timberwolves might want the win a little more because you've got 7 teams in the West with them, all within 2 games of each other overall. I'll track the Bucks with a small bet for dataset purity, but I'd consider going against my number if you're feeling frosty. Timberwolves have slightly more to play for than the Bucks. Lakers versus Thunder. The Thunder have a danger differential of a 3.957, indicating a 56% chance to win. The Lakers need to be cautious of their injuries, and although the Thunder have the conference lead, they recently lost to the Lakers. I'm not an NBA coach, but if I'm Lakers, I know winning changes very little, if anything, and I need my best players healthy. Also, there are easier games after this one to pad my spot if I want to. I'll stick with my data here and pick the Thunder. Warriors versus Suns. The Warriors have a suboptimal differential of a 4.471, suggesting a 66% chance of winning. The Suns are mediocre and without Durant, while the Warriors are performing well and want to secure a top 6 spot in the West. I'll stay with my numbers on this one and pick the Warriors. Spurs versus Clippers. The Clippers get the decent-eddie confident pick here. They need to maintain their top 6 position and are at home while the Spurs are out of contention. I'm going to go with my data on this matchup. Quick recap by the quantitative data alone. Confident picks, Clippers, Pacers, Grizzlies. Suboptimal picks, Warriors, Cavaliers, but remember what I said about that game. Danger picks, Thunder, Bucks, Nets, Magic, Celtics, but remember what I said about that game too, and some of the others. For parlays, there's a wealth of choices really. If I'm going to go strictly money line, I might do Grizzlies, Pacers, giving me about a 75% chance of winning. Add a third game, maybe the Clippers, and the probability goes down to about a 56% chance. Yes, the returns are going to be low, but don't forget the premise of why I'm doing this in the first place. Safer wagers, smaller returns, winning safely over time. And also don't forget that I never recommend more than a 3-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. Okay, I'm at 81% on my confident picks since January 8th and 69% on all NBA games in that same time frame. It's the end of the season and things get weird. The question for me is, can I keep the numbers where I want them for the end of the season? To me, that means above 65% on all NBA games and above 80% of my confident picks for the regular season on my first try at the NBA. Time will tell if I can do it. Remember, this is for entertainment and accountability. I share my picks before the games, not after. Always do your own research before placing any bets, no matter whose advice you're using. Never take anything on faith. And if you need help with a gambling problem, resources are in my channel description. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get my picks hours ahead of time. For more, head over to Decent Eddie Picks on Instagram or find me on Facebook or X at Decent Eddie Picks, spelled P-I-X. You'll see a deeper dive into my data, a look at my past picks because I keep them up there, and my Decent Eddie grades for all the teams, which I need to do today. Any last minute thoughts that I might have too. Let's see what happens tonight. This is Decent Eddie signing off. Have an awesome day.